Ugh, where am I now? Keep going somewhere. What's that music? Wait. Oh, where am I? What is this? Oh, huh? Oh my god! This game is just pure splendor. You play as the Principal Cosmos, who is also referred to with a variety of other names, such as the Dashing Prince. We're tasked with redecorating the sky with stars as the King of all Cosmos had a silly little sleepwalking incident where he destroyed all the stars. This made the people of Earth very upset. The little prince must now fulfill the duty of bringing back the razzle-dazzle of the sky by making Katamaris and sending them into space, which becomes stars. The gameplay is very simple and all the while incredibly chaotic. The game has a unique control scheme which is kind of similar to Virtual On, but I don't think that's very descriptive. The game has twin stick controls and the way you move your analogs will decide where you'll roll the Katamari, whatever. It does take some time getting used to, but it's super fun and satisfying to do, and it really makes you feel the weight of the Katamari you're rolling up. You start off small with thumbtacks, nails, board game pieces, and whatnot, and slowly get up to rolling entire people. The chaos isn't only limited to the gameplay, but it even bleeds into the narrative as we see it through the eyes of these two kids and their mom.
Oh, there's Top Shell Island already.
Alongside little news reports and whatnot, so it really helps in working on the sense of scale we're working on. The game is pretty old, but I think that adds to the charm of it all, especially how the era this game belongs to had tons of experimentation overall. I really can't describe this game's aesthetic. I just can't. You just have to watch it for yourself. It doesn't even help that this game is in Japanese, so I have no clue what the hell is even going on. I mean, the name of the game literally translates to Super Big Brother, the ultimate most powerful man in the Milky Way. So that kind of gives us the direction of where we're headed. The story description is from the game's manual, which I found online from the fandom page of Aniki. Once upon a time, before Bill was called Bote, the universe would be thrown into fear because of one man, the ultimate, invincible, strongest man in the galaxy. His name is the ultimate, invincible, strongest man in the galaxy. God, I can't make this shit up. Ideten sets out on a journey with his apprentices Adon and Samson in order to defeat the ultimate, invincible, strongest man in the galaxy. He trembles the galaxy with fear. God, I love this. The gameplay is the run-of-the-mill side-scroller shoot-'em-up, and I'm not the best in shoot-'em-up games, so you can see me getting absolutely destroyed there. The aesthetic for this game alone is a great reason I think you should give it a shot or even just look into. Now, on to the more recent stuff, we got Deadly Premonition. We play as Agent Francis York Morgan, an FBI agent with a voice in his head he calls Zack. We're tasked with investigating a grim murder that has taken place in the small and quiet town of Greenville, but as we go about, we see some weird stuff going on, mostly paranormal and unexplainable in nature. Agent York is a weird guy who really likes movies, and Zack is his best friend, who helps him out in investigations. In the first chapter of the game, we're en route to Greenville, where our car suddenly crashes, Silent Hill style, and we have to waltz through the forest to get to Greenville. As we're waltzing through the forest, we see some very RE4-esque zombies and stuff, who we gotta get past, and even have a bump-in with the killer who we're investigating. The opening cutscene for Deadly Premonition shows us these two kids and their grandpa coming across the murder site, and those two weirdos are too busy playing with bugs. Everything that we see in this game has some sort of significance, and by the end game, it all ties together almost perfectly. As you keep playing, York just grows on you as a person. He's this weird cop FBI super guy, and though pretentious at first, is super interesting. The game also likes to go with multiple narratives at once and has influences from Silent Hill, Resident Evil, and also some of its own weird flair that I really enjoyed. I have to mention this though, that the game is an absolute jank fest, especially on PC. The controls are stiff, everything feels dated for its time, and it runs in native 720p. If you can look past this and want to have an absolute blast with the narrative of the game, I highly recommend you go and give it a try. The plot is what really makes it shine. An absolute masterpiece by the one and only Suda51, so you know it's good. Killer 7 was originally out for the PS2 and GameCube, but it got a port to PC as well as PS4, so it's more accessible now and even has widescreen support. Killer 7 plays like a sort of on-rails shooter, but you have mild agency as to where you want to go. The story follows these killers who are incredible at what they do. We are tasked with eliminating the Heaven Smile, who are not so heavenly. That's all I can really tell you, as I want the story to be unveiled to you as you play organically. The aesthetic of the game is all over the place, and it's certainly not something that you will be seeing anywhere else. The weird Eva Zuru dudes tell you about what's up next and do so in a weird and humorous fashion. We got Travis, who's a killer who died on the job, helping out, being mysterious. The 7 killers are all distinct and have different uses for different jobs and problems, and there's just tons more that you've got to digest. It's not janky, but it's definitely a product of its time, and the mechanics are incredibly strange and can be off-putting for a lot of people, but I can assure you that you'll not only get used to it, but get really good at it too. I'd go so far as to say you'll enjoy the mechanics for how unique they are. The game is full of weird stuff and exploration, and the world has a great deal of depth. The people in this game are all weirdos, and that's what really makes it all so much more fun. The narrative also keeps switching from extremely dark to humorous, and you'll never grow bored of it. The soundtrack is an absolute banger, and incredibly fresh. Especially considering how old this game is, it just never gets old. The game doesn't overstay its welcome either, and you'll certainly enjoy it. I really have no clue as to how I can describe this game, so I'm just gonna have Wikipedia do that part for me. So, what Wikipedia has to say is, LSD Dream Emulator is a 1998 exploration game by Asmic Ace Entertainment, released for the PlayStation. In LSD, the player explores surreal environments without any objective. If they touch anything in the environment, such as walls, creatures, or objects, they will be warped to another setting. The game was conceived by Japanese artist Osamu Sato, who rejected the idea of games and wanted to use the PlayStation as a medium for creating contemporary art. The game's concept is based on a dream diary kept by an Asmic Ace employee for over a decade. Yeah, this game is basically a surreal art piece. Basically how the game goes is that you play through these very random dreams, and as you go about, you can explore the area, but as soon as you touch something, it could be a wall, creature, whatever, you go on to the next area. Everything just fades to white, and it just becomes, you just go into the next level. There's this graph thing in this game. It is so weird. And this graph thing has an upper, downer, static, or dynamic rating for the dreams. And the more dreams you start to play through the game, these dreams become more and more surreal. Also, as you play through the game, you see this humanoid figure who is referred to as the Gray or Shadow Man. Touching him is gonna make you disappear. So sometimes the game just likes to play a cutscene, like a random cutscene. You can't really have that cutscene play if you come in contact with the Shadow Man. That's all there is for it, man. This game is weird. It is weird. This is like the weirdest game. It's not even a game because it's an art piece. It's an interactable art piece, but it still is a game. So yeah, this was a little different video. The last 2 videos were on cosmic horror games. I'm still gonna make another video on that one, but I figured I might as well just switch things up, kind of branch out and make more videos which are on different topics. There are tons of games that I really want to make a video on, and there are tons of games that I want to play through and talk about later. So if you like this one, do let me know. And if there are any other weird Japanese games you want me to try out, let me know of those too. You can check out the previous videos right there. There's a little card there. And you can check out my music. The links to some of my music Spotify channels or whatever are down there. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.